In presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a 3 luci, abbiamo la precedenza se il semaforo è a luce gialla lampeggiante. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be covering 30 questions. But if you are new to the channel, I have playlists for all the topics we've covered so far, from la strada, segnale di obbligo, divieto, pericolo, indicazioni, agente di traffico, segnaletica orizzontale, segni sugli ostacoli, and more. You can also go through the quiz I already covered with some of my students. All you have to do is to click the argumento, go through the questions, and if there's anything you don't understand, let me know and I will explain better. So now let's go back to today's video. Question number 1. In presenza del segnale raffigurato e del semaforo a 3 luci, abbiamo la precedenza se il semaforo è a luce gialla lampeggiante. So the question is letting you know, if you're driving and you come across this sign and the traffic light is on yellow, you still have precedenza on that road. Remember, this is a sign of diritto di precedenza negli sensi unici alternati. You can only come across this sign if the road is tight, so they'll place it there because the road does not allow the transit of 2 vehicles at a time. So one need to wait for order to pass before you continue. So if this one is in your front, it means you have right on that road. The vehicles coming from the opposite side need to wait, give you precedenza to pass before they can pass. But let's say you didn't come across this one and you come across the sign with the circular form and red color on it. That one is telling you need to give precedenza. That one is called dare precedenza negli sensi unici alternati. So anytime you're driving and you come across this sign here, just know you need to wait for the vehicles coming from the opposite side to pass. So the answer to this question here is vero. Lo spazio di frenatura aumenta se la strada è innevata. The question is letting you know the braking space will increase if there is snow on the road. The answer to this question is vero. Remember, if there is snow on the road is wet or it's raining, then the road will be slippery. So the space you need to stop your vehicle will actually increase. But if the road is dried, the space you need to stop your vehicle will increase. So the answer to this question here is vero. Nella situazione rappresentata in figura, il veicolo T deve attendere in transito del veicolo G. So the question is letting you know, at this junction, the T vehicle needs to wait for the G vehicle to pass. Mainly looking at this junction, you see we have 4 vehicles, which is we have the G, we have the P, and we have the B. And also we have the tram. And remember, when it comes to precedenza all'incroci, the tram always have precedenza over every other vehicle, which means the tram needs to pass first. So the question is letting us know the T vehicle, which is the tram, needs to wait for the G vehicle to pass. The answer to this question here is false. So if they need to pass this junction, the T vehicle will pass first, the G vehicle will go second. Now we have P and B vehicle with dare precedenza on their side, which means the P vehicle will go third and the B vehicle will go last. Il segnale raffigurato è un segnale di preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza. So the question is letting you know this sign is a sign of preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza, which means at the next junction you need to wait, watch the both sides to be sure there's nothing coming before you pass. But if there are vehicles coming at that next junction, you need to wait for them to pass before you continue. The answer to this question here is vero. If you look at this sign, you see we have stop at the top of the sign and we have 320 meters. Letting you know, in 320 meters, you will come across a sign of fermarsi e dare precedenza, which is the stop, where you need to wait for the vehicles to pass before you pass. Secondo le norme di precedenza, nell'incrocio rappresentato in figura, il veicolo O deve attendere in transito del veicolo A. So the question is letting us know, at this junction, the O vehicle need to wait for the A vehicle to pass. So as you can see, at this junction, we have O, we have A, and we have T, which means the tram need to pass first, and the second vehicle to pass this junction, the vehicle that have the right side free, which is the O. So the answer to this question here is false, because the O cannot wait for A to pass. The T pass first, the O go second, and the A go last. Il segnale raffigurato è posto in corrispondenza di una pista ciclabile a fianco del marciapiede. So the question is letting you know this sign is close to a road made for foot and a road made for bicycle, close to each other. Remember, a fianco means two of them are close to each other, which is false, because if you look at this sign, you see this sign is referring to just one road made for both foot and bicycle, which means the foot and bicycles can pass the same road. They are not separated. They are not different roads close to each other. So the answer to the question here is false. Secondo le norme di precedenza, nell'incrocio rappresentato in figura, il veicolo A deve dare la precedenza al veicolo X. So the question says at this junction, the A vehicle needs to give right to the S vehicle, which means the A vehicle needs to wait for the S vehicle to pass. So mainly looking at this junction, you see we have four vehicles. We have the R, we have A, we have E, and we have S. So which means the E and R vehicle have direct precedenza on their side, so they need to wait for the other vehicles to leave the junction before they can proceed. And the question said the A vehicle need to wait for the S vehicle to pass. So the answer to this question here is zero, because if the R and E are waiting, the S vehicle have the right side free. So the S vehicle will be the first vehicle to leave the junction. Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia un incrocio in cui si ha la precedenza. So the question is letting you know, if you see this sign, it means you are at that junction where you have precedenza on the road. The answer to this question here is zero, because this sign is letting you know you are driving on the primary road, but there will be a junction entering that road from the left. But that secondary road entering the main road from the left don't have precedenza. The vehicles coming from that road need to wait for you to pass. You see, looking at this diagram here, you see you are driving on the primary road, but the vehicles coming from the secondary road have a sign of direct precedenza on that road, telling them they need to slow down, watch the both sides to be sure there is nothing coming before you pass. So anytime you see this sign in your front, just know that you have precedenza on that road. But even though you have precedenza, you still need to drive with caution. Nell'incrocio rappresentato in figura, il conducente del veicolo B deve dare la precedenza al veicolo R che prosegue diritto. So the question is letting us know, at this junction, the driver driving the B vehicle need to wait for the R vehicle to pass, because the R vehicle is going straight. So mainly looking at this junction, you see we have the B, R, D, and N. So if the question said B need to wait for R to pass, it simply means B will give precedenza to R vehicle, which is false. Because for them to pass this junction, B will be the first vehicle to enter the junction. If B enter the junction, then B will wait at the middle, R will go second, N go third, D go fourth, and B go last. So the answer to this question here is falso. Secondo le norme di precedenza nell'incrocio in figura, il veicolo A deve attendere in transito del veicolo H. So the question is letting us know, at this junction, the A vehicle needs to wait for the H vehicle to pass. The answer to this question here is zero, because mainly looking at the junction, you can see the H vehicle will go first, the A vehicle will go second, the F vehicle will go third before the L vehicle will go last. Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia una corsia di decelerazione. So the question is letting us know, this sign is referring to corsia di decelerazione. The answer to this question here is falso. Merely looking at this sign, you see this is a sign of obbligo, telling you at the next junction you need to turn right. This is preavviso di svoltare a destra. So if you see this diagram here, you will first of all come across this sign 150 meters away before the junction. And when you get to the junction, there will be another sign directing you to the direction you need to go. So, corsia di decelerazione is the lane that helps you to exit the highway. Nell'incrocio rappresentato nella figura, il conducente del veicolo D non ha obbligo di dare la precedenza ad alcun veicolo. So the question is letting us know, at this junction, the D vehicle don't need to wait for any vehicle to pass. Merely looking at the junction, you see the D vehicle is the first vehicle to actually leave the junction, which means the D go first, the E go second, the S go third, and the A go last. So the answer to this question here is vero, because the D vehicle is not waiting for any vehicle to pass. Nella situazione rappresentata in figura, il veicolo R deve attendere il transito del veicolo C. So the question says at this junction, the R vehicle needs to wait for the C vehicle to pass. Merely looking at the junction, you see we have 4 vehicles. We have the A, H, R, and C. But the A vehicle and H vehicle have direct precedenza on their side, which means they need to wait for the other vehicles to pass. If the A and H vehicles are waiting, the vehicle that have the right side free is the C vehicle, which means the C vehicle will go first, the R vehicle will go second, the A vehicle will go third, and the H vehicle will go last. So the answer to this question here is vero, because this R vehicle will be waiting for the C vehicle to go first. So if you make it to this part of the video, what you waiting for? Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also on your notification bell so that anytime I drop a video, you will get notified. And also, if there's anything you don't understand so far, let me know under this video. The next question we have here is, giungendo all'incrocio rappresentato in figura, il veicolo C deve dare la precedenza al veicolo A. So the question said, at this junction, the C vehicle needs to wait for the A vehicle to go first. Which is vero, because the A vehicle is the first vehicle to leave the junction. If the A go first, the C go second, and the L go last, which means the C will be waiting for A to go first. The answer to this question here is vero. Yesterday, during the session with some of my students, we came across this question here, and it's a little bit tricky, which is, nell'incrocio rappresentato in figura, il veicolo E passa prima di quello B, ma dopo il veicolo A. The point is, you might understand the junction, but if you don't understand the question, then you are likely to fail the question. If you read from the starting, which nell'incrocio rappresentato in figura il veicolo E passa prima, which means the E vehicle will go first, di quello B, letting you know the E vehicle will pass the junction before B, ma dopo il veicolo A, after A must have passed the junction. So the question is letting you know the A will pass first, the E vehicle will go second, and the B vehicle will go last. So let's look at the junction. If you look at this junction, you see the A vehicle is the first vehicle to leave the junction because the A have the right side free. After A vehicle, the next vehicle to go is the E vehicle, and the B vehicle will go last. So the answer to this question here is vero. Il segnale raffigurato indica obbligo di svoltare a destra. The question is letting you know if you're driving and you come across this sign, it means you must turn right. The answer to this question here is falso. This is passaggio obbligatorio a destra, letting you know there is obstacle at the middle of the road or at the left side of the road. So for you to overcome that obstacle, you need to pass right. Merely looking at this diagram here, you see we have passaggio obbligatorio a destra, which tells you you must pass right for you to overcome an obstacle, And we also have svuotare a destra, which tell you need to turn right. So know the difference. Passaggio obbligatorio a destra only tell you maybe there's salvagente on the road, there's inzola di traffico, or maybe people are walking on that part of the road. So they place that one on the road to direct you on how you can pass that road without you creating danger on the road. But if you see this svuotare a destra, that one is letting you know you must turn to the right direction. Dovendo attraversare l'incrocio rappresentato in figura, il veicolo S deve attendere il transito del veicolo T e A. Let you know, for them to pass this junction, the S vehicle needs to wait for T and A vehicle to pass before it can continue, which is vero, because the T vehicle is tram, which always have precedenza at any junction. After the T vehicle, the A vehicle is the next vehicle that actually have the right side free before the S vehicle go last. Il segnale raffigurato preannuncia una zona in cui possono circolare solo in veicoli in servizio pubblico. The question is letting you know, if you're driving and you see this sign, the sign is referring to that zone where only public transports can transit, which is falso. Because this sign is only letting you know you should drive with caution, because this part of the road you are likely to come across tram passing that part of the road. So anytime you see this sign, just know it's referring to just tram, so you need to drive with caution. In case there is tram coming, you will be able to slow down and wait for the tram to pass before you continue. Il segnale raffigurato può essere preceduto da preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza. So the question is letting you know, before you see this sign, you can see a sign of preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza, which is falso. Looking at this diagram here, you see we have two different signs. We have the one with 320 meters on top, and we have the second one with stop and 320 meters on top. So the one with the stop is preavviso di fermarsi e dare precedenza in 320 meters. Let you know there will be a sign of stop at that junction where you must stop to watch the both side. While the one without stop is letting you know in 320 meters you need to just slow down and watch the both side. You will only stop if there are vehicles coming from that part of the road. So you see this one without stop before you see the sign of dare precedenza. But you see the one with stop on top before you see the sign of stop that tells you to watch the both side before you continue. Il segnale raffigurato è posto sul secondo pannello di staziometrico a barre rosse. The answer to this question here is falso. Remember, pannello di staziometrico are those signs you will see before you get to the train track. So we have three signs here. You see the first one that have three lines in 150 meters away. You see the second one that have two lines in 100 meters away. And you see the last one that have just one line in 50 meters away. But the question is letting you know this sign will be placed on the second one, which is false. So you see this sign on the first one that have three lines on it, letting you know now you are close to passaggio a livello senza barriere, so you need to drive with caution. Remember, anytime you see this sign, it's referring to passaggio a livello senza barriere, where there will not be bars stopping you. You need to slow down, stop, watch the both sides, be sure that there is no train coming before you continue driving. In most cases, you can also come across red light there, which regulates the passage of the train and when you need to pass the train track. La distanza di sicurezza deve essere mantenuta per evitare lo scontro frontale. The question is letting you know, you keep distanza di sicurezza for you and other vehicle not to hit each other. Scontro frontale means you coming from a certain direction and there will be other vehicle coming from the opposite direction and you guys just hit each other, which is false. So you only give distanza di sicurezza on the road to avoid tamponare, because you can only control the vehicle in your front. You can't control the one at your back. So you give distanza di sicurezza to the vehicle in your front for you not to hit that vehicle. So you are not giving distanza di sicurezza because you and another vehicle will hit each other, and also you are not giving distanza di sicurezza for you not to hit any vehicle from the side. You are only giving distanza di sicurezza to avoid this thing right here, which is you hitting the vehicle in your front. Lo spazio di frenatura diminuisce se la strada è in salita, which is vero because if you are climbing the hill, the space you need to stop your vehicle will decrease. But if you are descending from the hill, the space you need to stop your vehicle will increase, because then the vehicle will be running very fast, so you need more space to actually stop the vehicle. La distanza di sicurezza può essere diminuita nella galleria. The answer to this question here is falso. The question is letting you know if you are inside the tunnel, you can reduce your safety distance, which is falso. When it comes to Patente, there's nothing like reducing your safety distance. You always need to increase your safety distance. In case there is an emergency, you will be able to stop your vehicle in time. So the next question we have here is: la distanza di sicurezza deve essere di almeno 100 metri in caso di nevicata in alto. So they are letting you know if you're driving on the road and there is ice snow on the road, you need to give at least 100 meters to the vehicle in the front. The answer to this question here is falso, because we don't really have fixed meters that you need to give to the vehicle in the front. The only vehicle you need to give at least 20 meters to is when there is macchina sgombra neve, which means those vehicles that actually push snow out of the road. So if you're driving and you see them walking, you need to give them at least 20 meters. Okay guys, that will be all for today. I hope you like the video, and if you do, watch this video here which cover 30 questions from motorizzazione directly. As usual, I'll see you guys in the other side. But before you go, let me know under this video if there's any question you don't understand, or if there's anything you don't understand, and also if there's any argumento you finding it difficult to cover. Let me know on this video and I'll cover it in our next video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.